students. Today we will cover the next topic, that is data frame. It is a data structure in Python pandas. It is a two-dimensional data structure that is in the form of table, where horizontal are called the rows and vertical are called the columns. You can see in the diagram here name, age, department, charges, gender. It means there are 5 columns in this data frame. And how many records are there? There are 10 records in this table. You can see the first record has index 0, 1, 2, 3, like up to 9. There are the indexes. In data frame, we have two axes. One operate on the columns and other operate on the rows. The axis which is operate on the rows is called the vertical axis, and that axis is called the, like if I am drawing here this axis, this vertical axis is called the rows axis, and it is called the vertical axis also, and its value is axis equal to, if I am saying if its axis is equal to 0 in Python pandas. And if I am talking about this horizontal horizontal axis, this is called axis equal to 1, and this axis is called the column axis. Clear? When we want to work on the column data, then I will use the axis equal to 0, that is a vertical axis, because columns are vertical. And if we want to do any functioning in horizontal way, then I will use the axis equal to 1. It means in our data structure we have two axes, one is 0 and another is 1. Now these are my data values. Suppose I am talking about orthopedic, Ketaki, Zubin. These all are my data values. And each and every value in data frame has a specific index. Suppose if I am saying Arpit, it means Arpit is a first value in the column name, and the row index for the Arpit is 0. Clear? In data frame, we have a specific index for each row and specific label or index, we can say, for each column. Clear? When we make the data frame, then automatically the indexes are created in my data frame. Then we move to the next slide. Suppose next slide, if I am taking creating data frame, if I create the data frame in Python pandas, I will use this syntax pandas.data frame. First parameter is data, second parameter is index sequence. Index equal to index sequence, columns equal to column sequence. It means first parameter is my data which I want to store in my data frame, and second index, which is the index. This index is what? This is the index given to the rows of the data frame. And what is this? Column equal to column sequence. It means I am giving here the column labels. Which column label I want in my data frame, that I will mention here. Clear? If I am not mentioning these two parameters, this is my first parameter, you can see, this is my second parameter, and this is my third parameter. If I skip the second and third parameter, it means automatically the indexes will be created. It means row index will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and column indexes will be 0, 1, 2, 3. And by default the indexes are start from 0. Clear? But if I want to give the index according to my choice, then I will mention here index equal to index sequence for rows and column equal to column sequence for my column labels. Clear? Now you can see this from the table also. There are 3 terms. First is data. Data is the values which I am storing in my data frame, and I can use array for the data, series for the data, map, list, dictionary. In whatever form I want to store my data, it depends on me. It's according to my choice. Next is index. Index means row labels or row index, and column means column labels. Okay, the default is, if I am not specifying index and column, then by default it takes 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now next is for creating the data frame. First we have to import the pandas library. As you can see on the screen, first we have to import this pandas library. Okay. If I am working on the data frame or on the series, this is the these are the data structure of pandas. So this line is compulsory to write. Otherwise, you cannot use these functions which belong to the pandas library. Now, to create the data frame, we use the following data structures. First is list, second dictionary, third is series, fourth is numpy array, and fifth is another data frame. It means whatever values, whatever data I want to store in my data frame, I can derive it from the list, from the dictionary, from the series, from the array, or I can take the values from another data frame also. Okay. Now this box is showing the syntax for creating the empty data frame. Empty data frame means no values are there. It means you will use df equal to pd.dataframe and blank bracket you have to use. No parameter you have to pass. In the previous slide, you have seen that there are three parameters: data, index, and columns. But I have not used any parameters. It means I am creating a data frame with blank values, empty data frame. Clear? Now, what is this df? This df is called this df is the name of the data frame object. With whatever name you want to take here, you can take. It depends on you. It is simply a identifier, we can say, and all the rules for identifier you have studied. No space is there. It is not matched with a keyword. All these things. This is simply a name of the variable, which in which we are storing my data frame. And this PD is what? This PD is what? PD is the alias name I have used for pandas. Clear? It is alternative name given to the pandas library. If I want to use here directly pandas, I can use here pandas. Clear? This PD word is optional. It means this I have to skip now. If I will use pandas here, it means this will be skipped. Clear? Next slide is create a data frame from the list. In this example, I am taking the data from a list object. As you can see, here I have used my list, which store 10, 20, 30, 40 value. Okay? It store 10, 20, 30, 40 value. And I am passing this list to my data frame. Okay? You can see that. Now you can see that my list is a variable which store a list having values 10, 20, 30, 40, and this list I have used in my data frame. My frame is my data frame object equal to pd.dataframe my list. If I am displaying this frame, then how does it look? It look like this. Because this list contain 10, 20, 30, 40. It means these data will be stored in a column form, and the by default index of the column is 0. As we have discussed in the previous slides, if I am not giving the columns or indexes, then by default it takes automatically 0, 1, 2, 3. Row indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, column is only 1. So index of the column is 0 here. Clear? Now in the second example, you can see, in the second example, I have taken a friends list. In friends list, I am taking Shraddha, doctor, Shanti, teacher, Monica, engineer. It means I am using nested list here. List inside list. Clear? I am using 3 lists inside the main list. Clear? This is called the nested list. List inside list. Now I am using this list, friends list, to create my data frame. You can see that this friends I have passed here. Clear? Friends, comma, columns equal to name, comma, occupation. Friends is my list which contain the data, and columns equal to name, comma, occupation. It means when I am using the nested list here, it means that many nested list I have used inside the main list, that many records will be formed in the frame. If I am using 3 lists inside the main list, inside the outer list, it means 3 records will be formed. Shraddha, doctor; Shanti, teacher; Monica, engineer. Clear? And what does this specify? Columns equal to name, comma, occupation. It means these will become my column headings. Clear? Column heading, these will become. But I have not used the indexes here, so by default the row index will be 0, 1, which I have discussed already. Clear? Friends is my nested list, and columns equal to name, comma, occupation. It means 2 columns will be formed in my data frame, and how many records will be formed? That many list in my outer list. Okay? Because I am using the concept of nested list here. Next is creation of data frame from the dictionary having values as list. When I am taking the data from the dictionary of list, the list must be of same length. Okay? All the list must be of same length. And if the index is passed, then the list index must have the same length as the data list. Clear? And if no index is passed, then you all know that by default the row index start from 0 and column index is also start from 0. Clear? And if I am using dictionary, then it is the rule that keys of the dictionary will become the column labels, and these columns will be arranged in the form of alphabetical. Clear? Sorted order. Now you can see this example. I am using here dictionary, and this dictionary I am using for creating the frame, but I am not specifying the index. Clear? First dictionary is data equal to name, comma, name colon, Shraddha, Shanti, Monica, Yogita. You can see that this name is what? As you know that dictionary is the key colon value pair. It means name is my first key here. Name is my first key and age is my second key. Clear? Name, sorry. Name is my first key and Shraddha, Shanti, Monica, Yogita. It means this key contain the values in the form of a list. It means I am using list inside the dictionary. Clear? Name is my key, and how many names I am storing here? 4 names I am storing here. Shraddha, Shanti, Monica, Yogita. Clear? And second key I am using here is age. Age is again a list 28, 34, 29, 39. When I am passing this dictionary to my data frame, you can see when I am passing this dictionary to my data frame, it means what will happen? The keys of the dictionary will become my columns. You can see that name and age will become my columns, and Shraddha, Shanti, Monica, Yogita will be stored in the name key, name column, and age will be 28, 34, 29, 39. Clear? And I have not specified any index. Without index I am making the frame. It means the row index will be by default 0, 1, 2, 3. Clear? Name and age are my columns. Clear? So this is the syntax to create the data frame using dictionary, and without index I am creating the frame. When I am not specifying any index while passing the dictionary, it means automatically the keys of the dictionary will become the column label. Clear? And rows label will become 0, 1, 2, 3 by default. Clear? In this session, we have covered three syntax I have covered. First is how to create the empty data frame. Second, how to create the data frame from the list, nested list, and third one is creating the data frame from the dictionary, where dictionary contain the key values pair and values are stored in the form of list. Clear? It means it is the combination of both dictionary as well as list. Clear? Now see you soon in the next video. Okay, bye.